All right, guys, let's make some chicken Parmesan. This is another one of those, what do I have in my fridge, freezer, and pantry? I'm not going shopping right now, so it's too cold. So we're going to start with 2 large chicken breasts. Look at the size of these things. Freaking huge. All right, trim your fat. You're going to fillet them. Just cut those bad boys in half. This is a really sharp knife, but try to get them as even as you can. And I've already pat them dry before I even brought them over here. So I'm going to do a little bit of salt, some pepper, some garlic powder, some onion powder. We're trying to get this as close to an Italian seasoning without it. So oregano, that's a pretty good one. Some basil, really is one of those Italian flavors if you want to say so. Some thyme, which I did not know that I needed for this recipe, but I really do. It makes a huge difference. And some parsley. Not that it has a ton of flavor, but it's delish. Rub it all in. Yes, I washed my hands in between these. Don't you worry. And then season the other side the same way. Rub it in. Or, you can use whatever flavor you want. I don't really care. That's not my business. Look at that. It's delicious. Don't come for me for the one that has extra pepper. I'm sorry. I eat it. You got your seasoned breadcrumbs on one side. Just some regular, plain, all-purpose flour on the other. And you got your egg. Add a little bit of water or some milk. And this is just to dunk your chicken in. I am trying to make this one egg go as far as possible. So take your seasoned chicken, you're going to put it in your flour. You can season your flour too. I just didn't this time. Dip it in your egg wash and put it in your breadcrumbs. These are going to be so nice and crispy. I just have vegetable oil in there. You can use canola. You can use, I guess, whatever you want to fry. I did the little flour test. Just toss a little pinch of flour in there. If it bubbles and starts to cook, you know it's ready. I have no clue what temperature this is on. Can't help you. Put your chicken in there. It's going to go probably 2 or 3 minutes on each side. You can always open it up and stick it back in if it doesn't work. The internal temperature for those, if you want to check with a thermometer, should be 165 for chicken. So that's a pretty good way to check it if you're worried about it. I don't know, probably should be more worried about it, and I'm not. So I have that nice golden color on the other side. So I went ahead and flipped it over. I'm going to cook it a little more. I'm also painting at the same time as I'm doing this voiceover. So if I lose you for a second, my bad. And I just have a baking sheet with a cooling rack off to the side for me to put that on. You can put it on a plate with some paper towels if you want. I feel like that makes it a little soggier when it's cooling off, but that's up to you, just personal preference. I just like to let the grease drip off of it. Look at how nice and crispy. That crunch when I cut it, you guys have no idea. I'm sorry you can't hear it. And while this is nice and hot, I'm just going to shred some Parmesan, put that on there. You can use mozzarella, whatever you want to do. And I got some cooked spaghetti with just some regular old spaghetti sauce. Go ahead and cut it in half, and it is perfectly cooked through. Juicy, delicious, that crunch. Yes.